Welcome to my talk. My name is Eman. I'm in 7th grade at the Selinsgrove Area Middle School. My talk is Do the Zodiac Signs Predict Personality Traits? Please turn to slide 2. Project details. Astrological signs predict personality traits for people. My project is to figure out whether that statement is true or not. I did my study to try and find the accuracy of zodiac signs for the introvert to extrovert personality traits. Please go to slide 3. Purpose of testing. My purpose. I want to figure out if the zodiac signs are accurate on the introvert to extrovert scale. Even though I found multiple websites that talked about the zodiac signs and introvert to extrovert personalities, I could not find a paper that experimentally mapped the zodiacs on a scale from introverted to extroverted with samples. Please go to slide 4. Before I go into the details of my project, let me begin by differentiating between extrovert and introverted personalities. Carl Jung, who is a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, described introverts versus extroverts as introverts prefer to engage with the outside worlds of objects, sensory perception, and action. Introverts he described as being more focused on the internal world of reflection and are more thoughtful and insightful. Other studies found that extroverts report higher levels of self-esteem and report experiencing more positive emotions, whereas introverts are more neutral. Please go to slide 5. Hypothesis. I hypothesize 1. The zodiac signs are mostly accurate with what they predict on the extreme ends of the introvert to extrovert scale, around 1 to 3, most introverted, and 9 to 12, most extroverted. 2. The middle ranks are foggy and not well defined. Please go to slide 6. The materials I used for my project are 1. An introvert to extrovert survey, 2. Students, 3. Pens, pencils, markers, 4. Calculator, and 5. Microsoft Excel. Please go to slide 7. These are the experimental techniques I used for my project. Please go to slide 8. These are the websites I used to find the rankings for introvert-extrovert scales that different astrologers use. I found that most of these websites do not agree with each other in the rankings, so I decided to average the total as shown in slide 9. Please go to slide 9. I wrote the rankings from most introverted to most extroverted as shown on this slide. I gave the most introverted signs the rankings of 1, 2, and 3, and the most extroverted signs the ranking of 10, 11, and 12, with all the other signs falling somewhere in the middle. Please go to slide 10. Since the websites were not agreeing with one another, I rewrote the astrological signs from January to December, and then took the ranking from slide 9 for each astrological sign, then averaged the values to find the average rank for the most introverted to most extroverted using the formula shown here, which is average equals sum of samples divided by the total number of samples, which for my case was 5 for the 5 websites. Please go to slide 11. All this analysis gave me a ranking for the most introvert to extrovert scale as shown in the table here. I found that the most introverted signs are Pisces, Aquarius, and Virgo, and the most extroverted signs are Aries, Leo, and Gemini, with all the other signs falling somewhere in the middle. Please turn to slide 12. Survey data. I surveyed 43 students in total. My sample consists of 21 girls and 22 boys. Before I got the averages for the zodiac signs, I calculated the total score for each student on the introvert to extrovert survey. I then put the data in Microsoft Excel. I calculated averages for the different zodiac signs using the same formula that I used when I was ranking the website data, which is average equals sum of samples over number of samples. Please turn to slide 13. This is the survey that I gave out to the students for collecting my data. As you can see, some of these questions are geared more towards introverted, while others are geared more towards extroverted personalities. For example, question 1, which is, I feel comfortable around people, an extroverted person will score very high on. This is the same for question 3, I make friends easily. An extroverted person would score very high on this question. On slide 14, I have outlined the questions that are more geared towards introverts. Please go to slide 14. As you can see, question 2, which is I don't talk a lot, is a question that an introverted person will score very high on. However, the way my scale is set, an extrovert would score low. This is not how my scale was supposed to be set up, so I had to switch the numbers to match the scale. The same is true for question 4, I don't like to draw attention to myself. Question 6, I keep in the background. Question 9, I would describe my experiences as somewhat dull. And question 10, I have little to say. These questions are made so the higher the number, the more likely the person is to be introverted. This is the opposite of what I needed, so I had to switch these numbers in order to match my scale, which is shown on slide 15. Please go to slide 15. This slide shows the changed numbers that match my scale. For question 2, as the student answered 5 as a survey response, the answer was changed to 1. 4 was changed to 2, 3 remained the same, 2 was changed to 4, 1 was changed to 5. I had to do that for all of the introverted questions 2, 4, 6, 9, 10. Then I used the formula for the average in Microsoft Excel to find the average of all these questions, which is shown in blue on my table. This table also shows the gender breakdown at the top, as well as the zodiac signs at the bottom. If you will notice, this data does not have all the samples. When I tried to put in the entire table, it was not readable, so to give you an idea, I included some of the samples I took. Please go to the next slide, slide 16. On this slide, you will see that the rankings from the various websites most introverted to most extroverted. Pisces, Aquarius, and Virgo are the most introverted, and Aries, Leo, and Gemini are the most extroverted. The next slide is slide 17. Please go to slide 17. On this slide, you see my survey data. I have included the number of students with their star sign and also have included the average result for them. Go to the next slide, slide 18. On this slide, I have rearranged my survey result rank from most to least introverted on the table to the right. Turn to the next slide, slide 19. Here, you can clearly see that in the red box, I do not have any students in my survey that correspond to the star sign Taurus. Keeping this in mind that I do not have any Tauruses in my data, I will analyze the rest of my experimental data. Please turn to slide 20. In this slide, we see that the star signs Capricorn, Scorpio, and Libra, who lie more towards the middle of the scales, are similar to my experimental data ranking. Please turn to slide 21. Here you can see Leo, Gemini, and Sagittarius all scored very high on the website ranking, but in my data, they are all towards the very introverted side of the scale. Please turn to slide 22. Again, we see this trend with Virgo and Cancer. In the website ranking, they were more introverted. However, in my dataset, they are very extroverted, and this does not match with the astrological website prediction. Please turn to slide 23. Conclusions. It seems that the trends in my survey do not match the introverted scale obtained from the different websites for Virgo and Cancer. From the website average, Virgo and Cancer are supposed to be more introverted, but in my survey, they fall more into the extrovert side of the scale. On the extrovert scale, websites claim that Sagittarius, Gemini, and Leo are very extroverted signs, whereas in my survey, they are all found at the introvert side of the scale. Capricorn, Scorpio, and Libra fall towards the middle in both the website and my survey. Pisces, the most introverted, and Aries, the most extroverted, are the only signs that appear to match the website rankings. However, I do not have any Taurus in my sample, so I cannot conclude anything about Taurus. Please turn to slide 24. To end my talk, let me do a little bit of recap. I had hypothesized that 1. The zodiac signs are mostly accurate with what they predict on the extreme ends of the introvert to extrovert scale, around 1 to 3 most introverted and 9 to 12 most extroverted. However, I experimentally found that the trends in my survey do not match either the introverted nor extroverted ends of the scale. My second hypothesis was that the middle ranks are foggy and not well defined. I experimentally found that the middle ranks actually match the data to the website rankings. So, I conclude that my hypotheses were not correct, and the personality traits predicted by astrology and given by astrological star signs are not completely true. Please turn to slide 25. These are some of the works that I found incredibly useful while researching and developing my project. This concludes my talk. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it.